Abbas Ibn Firnas was a brilliant inventor, engineer, and poet from 9th century Islamic Spain, Al-Andalus. He is best known for his early attempt at human flight. Inspired by birds, he designed wings and a lightweight glider-like apparatus. Though he didn't achieve true flight, his experiments paved the way for future developments in aviation. Abbas Ibn Firnas dared to reach for the sky, inspiring centuries of inventors and dreamers. Abbas Ibn Firnas was born in Ronda, a town in Al-Andalus, present-day Spain, around 810 CE. Little is known about his family, but they likely shared the intellectual and scientific spirit of the Islamic Golden Age. Abbas grew up in a time and place where knowledge was highly valued, which may have encouraged his curiosity and love for invention. Abbas Ibn Firnas likely studied in Córdoba, the intellectual and cultural center of Al-Andalus. Córdoba was famous for its libraries, scholars, and universities, making it a hub of learning in fields like science, philosophy, and literature. Abbas would have had access to a wealth of knowledge, studying subjects such as astronomy, engineering, poetry, and the natural sciences. He likely grew up with a strong curiosity and a drive to learn. His childhood in such an atmosphere would have encouraged his interest in invention and exploration, ultimately leading to his fascination with flight and engineering. Abbas Ibn Firnas's curiosity about flying likely came from observing birds and reading ancient texts on flight. Inspired by the natural world and driven by the spirit of innovation in Al-Andalus, he wanted to see if humans could soar like birds. Around 875 CE, he built a glider with silk and wooden wings, and after carefully studying bird anatomy, he attempted flight by leaping from a hill near Córdoba. He managed to stay airborne briefly, demonstrating controlled gliding, though he landed roughly due to lacking a tail on his apparatus for balance. Ibn Firnas likely began by observing birds closely, especially how they flapped their wings and maintained balance. He was known to be curious about natural phenomena, and watching birds in flight would have inspired him to wonder if humans could replicate their movements. To better understand flight, he studied bird anatomy and the mechanics of how wings worked. He paid special attention to wing shape, structure, and balance, which helped him design his glider. These studies would have been crucial, as no one had successfully attempted human flight before. He possibly drew from his knowledge of engineering and natural science, fields he was known to be skilled in. Once he had a design in mind, he started gathering materials, choosing silk for its lightweight properties and wood for a solid yet light frame. Silk would allow some flexibility, while the wooden frame provided structure. He likely crafted the wings himself or worked with artisans to bring his design to life. He built a glider that resembled a bird's wings, fastening the wooden and silk wings onto a harness to attach to his back. His apparatus was lightweight enough to carry, but sturdy enough to hold his body weight during the attempt. When his glider was ready, he picked a high point from which he could take off. With the glider attached, Ibn Firnas took a running start from the hilltop and leapt into the air. For a few moments, he managed to glide, remaining airborne longer than a simple jump would allow. Due to the missing tail, he struggled to maintain balance and control his landing angle. He ultimately landed hard, injuring himself. His experiment was one of the earliest recorded human attempts at flight, inspiring generations of thinkers and inventors. Today, he is remembered as a pioneer in aviation, symbolizing the importance of scientific curiosity and experimentation. His efforts laid groundwork for future advancements, influencing the field of aerodynamics and encouraging inventors like Leonardo da Vinci centuries later. Abbas Ibn Firnas was a remarkable inventor from 9th century Al-Andalus, and he became well known for his deep curiosity and innovative spirit. Living during the Islamic Golden Age, a period of great scientific and cultural advancements which likely fueled his interests across various fields, such as advances in astronomy and engineering. Ibn Firnas was also interested in astronomy. He built a planetarium in his home, simulating stars, clouds, lightning, and even thunder using mechanical devices, which was a remarkable feat for the time. His work with glass led him to create lenses, potentially laying early groundwork for eyeglasses in Europe. Innovations in glass and crystal. Ibn Firnas is credited with inventing a method for cutting and crafting quartz crystal, which allowed Andalusian craftsmen to produce high-quality glassware. His contributions improved glass manufacturing techniques, making him an influential figure in the history of materials science. Legacy and recognition. Though his work didn't gain global fame until centuries later, he's now recognized as one of the earliest visionaries in aviation. The Baghdad International Airport and a crater on the Moon are named after him, honoring his contributions to science and flight. His most famous accomplishment, as we mentioned, was his early attempt at human flight. Inspired by birds, he designed a glider with silk and wooden wings and is said to have flown a short distance after leaping from a height. This event marked one of history's first documented attempts at aviation, showing his pioneering ideas about aerodynamics and human flight. Ibn Firnas' story is often celebrated today as a symbol of human curiosity and ingenuity, and he is remembered as an inspiration in the fields of science, engineering, and aviation. Today, Abbas Ibn Firnas is celebrated as an early aviation pioneer and an inspiring figure in the history of science and technology. Although his contributions were nearly forgotten for centuries, recent interest in uncovering non-Western contributions to science has brought his achievements back into the spotlight. Scholars, particularly in the Middle East and North Africa, honor him as one of the first individuals to experiment with human flight, highlighting his story in museums, books, and documentaries. Some ways his legacy is honored today. Landmarks and namesakes. Baghdad International Airport's second terminal is named after him, and a bridge in Córdoba, Spain, bears his name as the Abbas Ibn Firnas Bridge. The bridge is designed to symbolize wings, a tribute to his glider experiment and spirit of invention. Additionally, a crater on the Moon is named Ibn Firnas, recognizing his role in scientific history on an international scale. Educational initiatives. In recent years, schools and universities, particularly in the Islamic world, have incorporated his story into educational materials. His story is often used to inspire young people to pursue studies in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. Annual commemorations and STEM programs. Organizations focused on Arab and Islamic heritage, as well as STEM-focused groups, often celebrate his contributions on events like World Aviation Day or International Day of Human Space Flight. Today, Abbas Ibn Firnas serves as an inspirational figure, reminding people worldwide of the power of curiosity, experimentation, and determination in advancing knowledge and breaking new boundaries.